G'day everybody, it's Dave from Wing Chun Mind Force here on the beautiful Tweed River where I live. Lovely nature behind me. Sunny, cool day. Fish jumping in the water. And just a quick talk about the nature of Qi. Now, this can be a contentious subject in the West because for a lot of us it seems a very alien concept, and for some people it seems almost a dangerous concept. Perhaps it's something to do with spirits that are not of God, or some sort of exotic energy that's best not to tamper with. Perhaps there's something to that as far as being careful of it. I've been told by very intelligent Chinese friends that Qi is considered to be alive and that you should treat it with respect and be grateful to it for helping you. Now that certainly sounds like we're talking about some entity, something other than you. But I don't believe that's what they're saying. I think that it is actually you and that it's consciousness. Now, if you want to look up on Wikipedia, which is always a good place to start, even though it's not always super trustworthy, but if you look up Panpsychism, Panpsychism, it's an actual mainstream scientific theory amongst a lot of scientific philosophers that all things are conscious, which I have no trouble understanding or believing, to tell the truth, because I believe that consciousness is the basis of material, not the other way around. So consciousness doesn't come out of the grey matter in my head. The grey matter in my head and the rest of me comes from consciousness. To get really cosmic about it, the great consciousness, the universe, the whole thing. And you should have a look at what quantum physics really is about and the latest thinking about physics, and some pretty surprising stuff in there, sort of positing basically that all things are one. So getting back to Wing Chun, what's this got to do with Wing Chun? Well, I really think that Wing Chun is about discovering this Qi, this consciousness, and releasing the power of it, the power of consciousness. So I'm not saying become a wizard necessarily, but I'm saying that the way we practice Suanim Dao initially is a meditation, and that meditation should be for you about losing your body, about becoming so soft and empty that you're not there. You're just consciousness. And I don't think that's an impossible task. We all lose ourselves sometimes when we're fascinated with a subject. Beautiful music, experiences can put us into another world where you tend to forget about your body, and sometimes things happen outside of your control. Classic example of this is my good friend Mark and I were practicing in my Kwun the other night. We practiced on Wednesday nights, and we were talking a lot about Chum Q, and I was testing his Chum Q and helping him see the way the Chum Q form teaches us to use our full unified mass. And he's only been practicing Wing Chun for about 2 years, but he's getting remarkably good because he listens to me and he's devoted. But I was talking to him about Bill G, and specifically about the, air quotes, elbow strikes, which are not really elbow strikes at all. They're a way of joining the two arms together, as we do right through Wing Chun, into a connected circle, even to a connected sphere. And I was impressing upon him the importance of staying in the center and not thinking about striking. And especially with this one, people think it's an elbow strike. I was saying if you strike with the elbow, it's going to hurt somebody, but it's going to be weak. But if you can stay in your center and not think about your elbow, and as you do that movement, as you come through, you don't think about striking, you stay in the center, especially near the end. Even if you were hitting a pad or something, stay in your center right to the end, and then the full power comes out. It's a unified spinning ball. So as I was demonstrating to him, I said, look, even if somebody had knocked me half to the floor, and so I bent over and I put both my hands on the floor, and he was standing up there. I said, I could be in this position and come up with that chum Q move, and I'm not thinking elbow strike. I spin like that. And as I came up, because I was sort of teaching him, I'd lost consciousness of myself, and I just did it. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. I don't know if he does it either, but we made contact, but he suddenly got spun like a top and was thrown towards the ground, and he went head first about probably 8 feet and managed to recover. And he came back sort of shocked, and I think he was slightly angry, thinking that I'd done it purposely to him. And then he realized I hadn't. I said, sorry man, I didn't mean to fling you like that. I'm glad you didn't hurt yourself. And then we were both thrilled about it, because I felt nothing at all, but the power that threw him was obviously tremendous. It was like my spinning mass. It was as if he'd just grabbed hold of a spinning heavy ball, like 100-kilo ball. He'd just sort of touched it without thinking, and it spun him and threw him. So that power's what we're looking for. That is what Wing Chun really is about. It's this unified mass that spins and turns and moves and is way above just whacking, way above smashing. It's a whole different thing, and it just takes the other person completely by surprise, and it crushes whatever they got. It's not easy to do, and I think you have to be somebody like myself who doesn't really want to go around smashing anybody to get it. You have to be very patient, and you have to just keep following. But anyway, getting back to the chi, being consciousness, just work on that emptiness, and work on, if you can, feeling a connection to all of this beauty. And it really helps to come out to somewhere like this. I'm by the water, so I've got to make sure I don't go for a swim. But this peace, just the air, the wind, the tranquility of it puts you in the right state, a sort of a timeless state. And that's what you want in meditation. You want to feel like you're 1,000,000 years old, that there's no dramas going on, there's no political infighting, there's no horrible human history of barbarity. There's just all the great things about us going on. And by working on that every day, we do contribute something to this world. Just our little bit. Anyway, I'll leave it at that. Have a great weekend, and I look forward to seeing you again.